Honestly, telling the truth is hard. I wouldn't really call myself a compulsive liar, but I definitely lie a lot. I'm just simple white lies all the time. I hate telling people how I'm feeling or simple things like that. You know, somebody asks how your day was, and you just tell them it was fine, even if it sucked, or how's life, and you just say, oh, it's great, even though everything's crumbling. I hate I hate telling people things, even if it's even if it's my best friend or my mom, whatever. I just feel like such a burden. So I just have this natural tendency to lie about it. And honestly, it's just because lying is so much easier. It's so much easier than having to. I mean, sometimes you just have to explain or feel your feelings, and it's easier to just not think about it and try to forget about it and move on. But it's not a good thing, really. It's not a good thing to lie about it. It's not a good thing to just lie in general. I think everybody knows that lying is bad, whatever. And some people are really good liars. Some people lie about really, I guess, serious things or important things, whatever. Sometimes it's not that serious or doesn't feel that serious. Like I remember when I was a kid lying to my parents or lying to my dad more particularly about like where I'm going, who I'm hanging out with, stuff like that. And it doesn't feel that serious, at least to you. It probably is to your parents, and as you get older, you probably will realize how serious it is sometimes. But overall, I don't really lie about serious things all that often, especially not anymore. I don't really have a reason to. I've always tried to be a very honest person, but as I've gotten older, it's just easy to lie about simple things. I think everybody can relate to that. Honestly, I think everybody is a liar if you think about it that way. Because like I said, it's just so much easier to just lie, move on, forget about it, whatever. It's just not a good thing. It's not a good thing to lie about how you feel or what you're feeling. Simple things like that, it piles up. You gotta vent that to somebody at some point. You can't just lie and brush it off forever, and it's just unhealthy. you know this whole channel is about me taking self accountability and trying to do better and talk about my own bad habits and bad things like that. So this is kind of a natural step, but just don't lie. Stop lying about anything. White lies, big lies. Just stop lying in general. It feels so much better to be honest and open. Like I said, I understand if you don't want to like fully deep dive into things. So I suppose I can't say stop lying as a whole because I'm not gonna. I'm always gonna lie about how my day was. If I had a bad day and I don't want to talk about it, I'm just gonna lie about it. But I don't know. Maybe I won't always be this way. Maybe I will change. Maybe this video will inspire me to change. Like I said earlier, I've always tried to be a pretty honest person overall. Like, I don't like lying to people to try to make them feel better, or, I mean, I don't really like lying about anything. Just anything in general. I don't like lying. I don't like it makes me feel so bad. I think I just have a bit of a guilty conscience that I just don't like to lie. Definitely been a part of some lies or complicated lies, I suppose, like helping my girlfriend find some way to convince her mom to spend the night, let her spend the night when we were younger, high school kids. Well, that's a way cuter axolotl. Hold on. Sorry, bro. I want you. I want you. You have a little baby? It has a new mom now. Anyways, I've like helped my girlfriend lie about things, come up with like complicated stories or lies in general, and I guess it doesn't really bother me to help somebody lie, but always I'm just always thinking about like that's gonna catch up to you. Whether you can make the most airtight, solid lie of all time, either you're gonna feel guilty and spill the beans yourself, or something's gonna go wrong, and just it catches up to you. It always does. I don't think I've ever had an experience where lying worked out in the end. I guess I could probably think of a couple if I racked my brain, but that's not a good message to send. The message here is to stop lying, especially about important things and serious things, and just be a good person. It feels good to be honest. It makes you a good person to be honest. I understand different situations of, like I said earlier, explaining a lot or trying to sacrifice somebody's feelings. Not sacrifice somebody's feelings, but save somebody's feelings, save somebody heartache. But even then, depending on the type of situation, you should just be honest. You should just come forward. You know, if it's something super serious, and definitely don't lie. If it's something like you don't think that person looks cute in that outfit, again, don't lie. Don't lie to them. Tell them how you feel. There's nothing wrong with it. Even if it makes them feel a little bad, I'm sure they would appreciate you telling the truth more than they'd appreciate you lying about it. And it feels good for your own sake, because then you don't have to sit there and think about like, man, I wish I would have just said something, or I wish I would, whatever. It's just be honest, be open, tell the truth, live your truth. There's nothing wrong with it. There shouldn't be anything wrong with it. No, there's a lot of different situations that lying applies to. It's such a broad thing. It's such a normalized thing to lie. I think that's kind of been the main theme of this, is how normalized it is to lie about all kinds of things. But a good piece of advice that I was told that I suppose I followed pretty well is, if you have to lie about something serious, you probably shouldn't be doing whatever it is, whether it's hanging out with people you shouldn't be, or going to places you shouldn't be at, or doing things you shouldn't be doing. Obviously, you're lying about it because you shouldn't be doing it, whether it's to save yourself from getting in trouble, or like I mentioned earlier, trying to save somebody heartache. It's just, it's never worth it. It's never ever worth it. It only gets worse the more you lie. And sometimes you build these crazy stories that you can't even keep along with it anymore, and you get lost and caught up in your own lies. That has a tendency to be the downfall of a lot of lying, is just getting caught up in your own lies and your own little fantasy stories that you make. Or at least in my situations, that's been the downfall quite a bit of the times, is just too much lies. You dig the hole too deep, get too caught up in it, and got nowhere left to go. So I think that's really all I'm gonna leave with this video. It's like the third time I've recorded this, so I'm gonna wrap it up here and get to bed. But just be a good person. Stop lying if you are a liar. I know, very simple. Stop lying. But truthfully, it feels good to be honest. It feels good to live your truth. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you so much. I love you all so much. And tell me about some of the craziest lies you've ever told in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. Good night.